In this episode of Super Seicento, there's a look back at what we've done so far, a look forward at what's to come, and there's a really big surprise. Hello YouTube, Miller Corner here and welcome back to Super Seicento, and this episode I thought we'd take a look back at what we've done so far to the car and take a look forward at what's to come for my brilliant little Fiat Seicento sporting project car. It's hard to believe it, but it's over 6 months ago since I first started the Super Seicento build series, and from there the car has gone from strength to strength, getting better looking, better performing and nicer all round to drive and to look at on a day-to-day basis, and I absolutely love how far the car has come and of course what will be coming very soon in the future. I started off the series with some basic cheap mods that anyone could do to their car no matter what car they've got and what kind of budget they're on. For example, the vinyl bonnet stripe. Cheap to do, very easy and took less than 20 minutes, and I think it definitely sharpens up and improves the front of the car and makes it stand out from the crowd. Not that you see many Seicentos to begin with. Then there's the remote central locking kit, which added a whole new level of style, class and practicality to using the car on a day-to-day basis. It means, for example, that when I come out of work and it's raining, I can unlock the car while I'm still under cover and then run to the car as quickly as I can to then unlock it and not have to fumble around twisting a key in the lock to then get in the car. Also, it means that I can unlock the car when I'm nowhere near it so someone can get something out of it or get into it for whatever reason, and of course it just looks way more stylish to walk away from a car and turn around and flip the button rather than get out of the car, close the door, bend over and then twist a key in the lock. It wasn't a difficult install, and even someone like me who doesn't know anything about electronics was able to get to grips with it really quickly, and I have to say, given that it costs less than 10 quid to buy the kit, and if your car's already got central locking, it's really easy to install, I think there's no excuse not to do it, and I think anyone who's watching that's got a Seicento or any car with factory central locking that you have to twist a key to operate should install one of those kits, and if you don't know how to do it, go back and watch my video. It's really simple, really easy, and actually kind of an enjoyable job to do, provided you do it right. Then there was the lowering springs, which I was looking at doing for a long time, and I have to say this is perhaps the most fun I've ever had filming an episode of Super Seicento, because it was a really easy and really fun modification to do, because you're not adding anything, you're not modifying things, you're not cutting and chopping and changing bits, you're taking out the standard parts and putting replacement parts in, but the replacement ones are considerably better. The lowering springs massively improved the look of the car, made the ride a bit sportier, and as I said, definitely made it more enjoyable to drive, and to this day I stand by the fact that lowering springs, given how cheap they are an essential modification to a Seicento or any small car owned by an enthusiast that wants to give their car a better look, sportier ride and sharper handling. More recently there was the mini makeover that we did, and the spoiler, I have to say, made the rear end a hell of a lot sharper. The stickers make it stand out from the crowd and mean that I can represent one of my favourite Facebook groups. The interior with that carbon look dash piece looks really cool, and I keep looking at it even when I'm driving, which I probably shouldn't actually. Then there's the Team Heco wind deflectors. Yep, I said I'd come back to them, and indeed I am. And having driven a few hundred miles with them now, in rain, wind, and just general town driving, as well as some motorway driving as well, I can report that they are absolutely brilliant. They are really useful in the rain because you can have the window pretty much entirely down with no water coming inside the car at all. You can drive at speed with no side drafts, which means you're not going to mess up the hair of anyone who's a bit precious about it, like Libs or like me, actually. And I personally think that they look great on the car as well, so if you haven't already got wind deflectors on your car, stop watching this video, go and Google Team Heco wind deflectors for your vehicle, go and buy some and then come back and watch this video. They're cheap and awesome. But seriously, carry on watching this video. There's one omission from the recap I just did that some of you might have noticed, and that was in fact the very first episode of the Super Seicento series, prepping and painting the 13-inch sporting alloy wheels in satin black. I was really happy with the results, and given that it was the first mod I did to this car, it's particularly special and particularly holds a place in my heart for this project. I stand by my decision to paint them black because I think black wheels on a yellow car look absolutely awesome. In fact, here's a side note. For some of you that commented on the original video and said that because we didn't lacquer the wheels, the paint was going to fade, it was going to crack, and it was going to flake off easily, well, I can report that after about 4,000 or 5,000 miles driven and about 6 months after we first painted those wheels, there's been zero chipping, zero flaking, and zero fading of the paint. In fact, they look every bit as good as they first did, which brings up 2 points. Number 1, don't put lacquer on satin paint because it will turn out gloss, and number 2, don't always listen to what people on the internet have to say. But yes, the reason why I left out those wheels from the recap list is because just recently those wheels have been removed for various reasons. I've got some new ones on that I've also painted, and these ones are gloss, which means they have been lacquered, so people on the internet can stop having a go at me about it. These new wheels, I've painted them, and I think they look awesome. They're now on the car. You want to see them? Here we go then. Oh, they look awesome, don't they? 14-inch Abarth wheels that I managed to source very cheaply and very quickly, which were then prepared and then painted in a sort of metallic gunmetal grey, and I think they look awesome and offset the yellow paint really, really, really nicely. I did think about doing them black, but then I thought, you know what, I've done black wheels already, it's time for something new. But you might be wondering, why have I put new wheels on in the first place? And that's because that the standard wheels are a little bit restrictive for what I want to do. Because they're so tight to the brake calipers on the 13-inch wheels, you can't really upgrade the brakes with the 13-inch wheels. And as for the tyres, well, there's not many people making tyres for 13-inch wheels full stop, and certainly not many performance tyres, which means that it makes more sense to go up to a bigger wheel where there's more options for better tyres when I move on and start making the car a bit faster. And that's right, it's gonna happen, because there are plans to make this awesome little car a hell of a lot faster. There's plans afoot at the moment for potentially a bigger engine to go in, for that engine to be tuned, and more power coming. Although, unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen for the rest of this year. So early 2018, there'll be more details on the power upgrades that are coming to make this thing go as good as it looks. Before we do that though, there are of course some preparations you should do to your car before you start adding more power. So there's going to be some big brake upgrade mods, there's going to be some more suspension upgrades, there's going to be better tyres, and there might even be some safety and supporting mods for the power this car is going to have next year, and I am so excited. Power mods are to come next year, but between now and then there's a hell of a lot to do. In fact, I've actually got some packages in the post today which are the first step towards more performance, and hopefully that should be getting installed very soon on the next episode of Super Seicento. I am super excited to make this thing fast. Very fast. So that brings to an end a little recap on how far we've come, an insight into what's to come in the future, and a look at my awesome new wheels. I have to say that I have loved the first 6 months working on, building and making videos of my fantastic little project car. If you've enjoyed the Super Seicento build so far, and you too are as excited as I am for what's to come, make sure to give this video a big old thumbs up, and also click that subscribe button for brand new Super Seicento videos in your subscriptions box as soon as they are released. But for now, thanks for watching everybody, and I'm going to go take this little beast for a drive. Have a brilliant rest of your day, and see you soon. Have a good one.